I was, so it was actually, Blind was shortly after I'd left High Times, and a producer named Diane Fisher came to me with this idea for a story. And I was incredibly grateful for the work. I was pretty broke at the time and just needed it, but it was kind of one of those beautiful things where she said, I had this encounter, and this guy wrote me a letter and professed his love to me. I said, oh, that's beautiful. What did you do? She said, well, I cut off all communication immediately. It was totally inappropriate. I said, oh, okay, so what's the movie? And she said, the movie is what if I didn't? The movie is what if I fell in love and took that journey. So that was an absolute treat to write. I mean, the thing about me is I'm like a really big nerd. And I'm the kind of nerd that has read the 7 Basic Plots, this tome of a book, twice, because it's just that exciting and that good. It's a philosophy that I subscribe to. If there's essentially 7 stories you can tell, and you can do variations of them, you can combine them, but ultimately it's how you tell them that speaks to your time. And so for me, it was an absolute joy and in some ways like a necessity to be able to work in multiple genres. For some writers, I get it. They want to write love stories, and that's it. And that's what they do, and that's what they love, and God bless them. Others, just do thrillers. Others just do comedies. But I just always have found that life is a genre blending mix of all of them. So, for marketing reasons, for practical reasons, for, people have niches, outlets have niches, you have to kind of guide it towards one or the other. But I try to make everything, every movie I write, everything I do, a blend of a few genres so that it is, not life, because you put a frame around something, it's no longer life, but a mirror of life, kind of a tool we can use to discuss, where the world's going, where we want it to go, and all of that. So Diary came to me through, it was the first of 5 that we are going to make based off of a book called Chapters 1 by an author named Martinko. And what's so great about this book is he wrote 20 ideas for what could be novels or movies or stories. And Diary was just the letter. The whole story was just the letter from the admirer to the subject. And I got to kind of create this whole world spinning off of that. So, I could not have written this movie without my wife, Claudia. It wouldn't be possible, because I didn't understand that world. And she does understand that world of the influencer, of social media. I mean, I don't even have social media. I'm definitely exposing my age, but I just, for me, it's not a world that I particularly knew, but she is a master at it. She understood it. So together, in talking to her about, what it's like for these people, this new kind of career that is out there of influencer, which is a very, socially impacting career, and frankly gets a lot of like shade and anger, even though people are looking to them for, what to wear, what to do, what's the new product, what charity do I donate to, where can I get a job? It's, it's a fascinating, complex world. And so then combining this, idea for a story, this letter from an admirer to a subject that is creepy as fuck, with this modern world we're living in, and who controls it, where's it going, who do you really know? We're doing this interview via Zoom right now. I'm in your home, you're in my home, although I kind of like that we're both wearing the same shirt and the backdrops look like we could just be doing a 2-camera shoot. But there is a certain intimacy that, it's fascinating, because there's a certain intimacy juxtaposed with a certain sterility that is inherent in 80% of human interactions today, which is we're seeing each other through a screen. We feel like we know each other. We feel like we can sense each other, but we can't smell each other. we can't feel each other's energy, and that way you can only feel when you're right there with the person. And how does this affect us? What does this do? So, I mean, I wrote this movie before we entered the COVID-19 crisis, and obviously that's changed a lot. However, what I think about is what are we going to want the world to look like when we emerge from this? And so for me, while the first rule is always just entertain, you know what? Just tell a great story, entertain people, give them an hour and 40 minutes where they can be reminded what it feels like to be scared in the fun way again, and take that roller coaster ride. But also, I think I'm probably incapable of picking up a pen without somehow, even if it's in subtle ways, trying to create scenarios and situations and characters that give us a tool to talk about what do we want the world to be like. To me, that's diary.